Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I am streaming to you live from beautiful Central Europe. I hope everybody has had a great start to their week. Hi Pachu, hi Lovepreet, hi Kiajo, Sami, Bless, hi Luis, Noguera, hi Hung, good to see a member in class. Very prompt and punctual, Hung. Good for you. Students, today we are looking at IELTS Speaking Part 1. I will discuss some strategies. We'll do a bit of practice speaking. So make sure to speak lots, okay? Speak, repeat questions, repeat answers as well, okay? It is a speaking class. Hi, Ferdovs. Good to see more members joining in. Hi, Harminder, Roshni, Preeti, Alexander. Wonderful. Students, I have a really kind of a special announcement today. We'll be doing a lot of promotion for this over the next couple of weeks. We have a brand new app in the iOS and Android store for you for our academic IELTS. So go to your device Play Store or your Apple Store, iTunes, and download the Academic IELTS Help app, especially if you have access to our websites. These materials come from our websites, aehelp.com. It looks like this. So this is aehelp.com. And this is a portal to help you with the academic version of the test for all 4 sections. Now, our app on the App Store for your phone, it's a full integration with our website. So you can log in to the same account from your app and the website. That means that you can use the app when you're on the bus, go home, turn on your computer, and go into the same account. Super cool. I think it's the most advanced online IELTS learning software right now in the world. So check that out. It's brand new. We've been working hard on this new development. And of course, we will have it for the general version of the exam as well. You can check out our general IELTS website portal. It's at gieltshelp.com. We don't have the app for it yet, but it is in the works. So anybody who has access to our website, either the free or the paid version, it doesn't matter if it's free or paid, both versions, get the app. It's going to do you wonders, okay? So it's a fully integrated app with the website. It's super cool. If you have questions about that or about the IELTS exam, send me an email, Adrian, A-D-R-I-A-N, at aehelp.com. Okay? So again, get our app and our website. You can have the same account on both. Super cool. All right, so this is our schedule for this week. Today, speaking part 1. Tomorrow, task 2 for members, followed by reading for everyone. And then, of course, we have more classes for Friday and Saturday. Let's get to some speaking. Okay, let's get to some speaking. All right, here we go. So the IELTS speaking section is a 12 to 15 minute face-to-face interview, and this is the same for the general, academic, paper-based, or computer-based, okay? I think a lot of students have questions about this, but one part of the IELTS, the speaking, is the same no matter what version or what method you're doing, okay? So just a quick note on that for people who are wondering. Speaking section of IELTS is a 12 to 15 minute interview. For interview, it's the same for general, academic, paper-based, or computer-based? Okay, it is face-to-face, one-on-one, and has 3 parts. Today we are looking at part 1, okay? Part 1 takes about 5 minutes, part 2 takes about 3 minutes, part 3 takes about 5 minutes. That's roughly how it works. Noodle, I see your comment. Good luck on your speaking exam tomorrow. Remember, speak English, Noodle, before your exam. It's a very, very good tip to get the highest band score possible. And this is for everyone. In your exam, make sure to use English only in speaking, texting, listening for at least 2 hours before your speaking interview. Do not walk into your speaking interview just finishing a nice chat in your own language with one of your buddies. It's a really bad idea, even for high-level students, okay? So use English only. All right. So you walk into your exam, you're calm, you're confident, you're prepared. You remember to talk to the examiner as if the examiner is who? Who should you imagine your examiner as? Does anybody remember? I'm sure some of our students know this, and you've heard me say this several times. What's a good way to imagine the examiner? Raghav, it's a live class, live streaming from Europe, so if it's not clear, it could be just the internet. Roshni says grandfather. It's a good idea. Ying Chen says think about the person as your grandpa or your grandma. Yeah, you're right, Ying Chen. You're right, Roshni. Yeah, not your friend. We're too casual with our friends. We're too relaxed and we speak very short. Our friends know a lot of the same information that we know, so we do assumptive speaking. We don't complete our sentences. So we speak to the examiner like our grandfather or our grandmother. Basically, we speak respectfully, we speak in full sentences, and we remember that they don't know the same information we know. So if we're talking about Facebook, social media, applications on the phone, like our new academic IELTS help app, they don't know what those words mean. You have to explain them clearly and precisely. Pachu says another way to think about it is like aliens. And that's right, Pachu. That's the other way. Grandpa or aliens. All right. Let's get to it. Some warm-up questions. When you go into your speaking interview, you will be greeted by the interviewer. And the examiner will start with, the first question will be, may I see your identification, please? Okay. Which ID, so what identification should you have with you for your IELTS exam, for the speaking exam? Which identification do you need? This is kind of it's an important question, and I might save some of you some real trouble here. So just before we start, this is my last question. What identification do you need to bring with you for your IELTS sit down and speaking interview? Jagadish says passport. Abadiati says passport. Priyanka says passport. Yeah, it's kind of a trick question, students. It could be your passport. It could be your driver's license. It has to be the same identification you used on your application. Okay, it could be your passport or your national ID or your driver's license. Okay, so there are a few different ones, but it has to be the same ID that you used on your registration paper. That's what they're matching. Okay, so remember that. That's the most important point there. All right. Okay, so the examiner asks you, may I see your identification, please? Again, repeat questions after me. Have lots of different ways to answer this question so you sound natural. What's a good answer for this? May I see your identification, please? Ashburton is asking, will they let you sit if you lost it on the way to the exam center? Nope. Ash, if you do not have your ID with you, you will not be allowed to sit the exam. And you lost your money. You'll get a 0. Tayinder Singh says, yes, here it is. Sure, Tayinder, that's very easy and clear. Ash says, yes, sure, that's okay. Susan Sabla says, sure. Sure is maybe a bit too simple. Hung says, yes, certainly, here you are. Please take a look. That's nice. It's polite. Make sure you say that fluently, Hung, nice and smooth. Yes, certainly, here you are. Please have a look. Ash, there you have is not correct English. We would not say that. Hanif says, yes, please. Okay. Welcome, new member. Yvonne, send me an email. I can hook you up with some perks. Ishan says, definitely. Definitely is good. Just finish that with something, Ishan. Like, definitely, please take a look. Okay. So definitely is natural. It's common. Definitely. It's a nice alternative for certainly. Definitely. Please have a look. And then pass it to the person. Yeah. So repeat after me. Definitely. Please have a look. Okay. Carry it with a nice voice. Okay. Nice voice. Don't be grumpy. Don't be like, definitely. Here you are. Okay. Try to sound confident too. Don't sound nervous. Like, don't be like, definitely. Here you go. All right. So don't do that. Yvonne says, I'm an old member. Maybe it just rejoined you. I don't know, Yvonne. All right. Good to see you, Yvonne. Definitely, please have a look. Next question is, what is your full name? They are matching your name with your identification. So say the same name that you have on your ID. Okay, don't confuse them. All right. So make sure to say your name as it is written on your identification. Very important. All right, so what is your name? Give me a nice answer for that one, students. Shreya says, lots of answers coming up. Just a sec, Shreya. I'll get back to you here in 2 seconds. Shreya says, my full name is Shreya Shakand. Okay, that works. Sure, keeping it simple. Students, always answer what the examiner should call you. So if you have a nickname that you prefer, an easier name to pronounce, say that. Okay? So Ash says, my full name is Solomon Gabru. Please call me Solomon. That's nice, Ash. That works good. Yeah, it's interesting that your YouTube name is very different from your actual name. All right. Roshni Kunte, our member, says, my first name is Roshni and my surname is Kunte. Please call me by my first name, Roshni. Okay? Yeah, good. Nita Puri says, my name is Nita Puri. Please address me by my first name, Nita. Nita, you have a couple of awkward words there. You may address me as awkward for an examiner, Nita. Okay. Music Beats says, sir, I only have a single name, Sumesh. How to say it? Yeah, just say, my name is Sumesh. That's it. Just call me Sumesh. Okay? You can say, I only have one name. So that's fine. All right, Zainab says, my full name is Zainab Knife. Please call me by my given name, Zainab. That's good. Yeah. So my, oops, wrong position. There we go. So my full name is Michael Simpson. Please call me Mike. Okay, it's a nice smooth way to do it. So again, one more time, what is your full name? My full name is Michael Simpson. Please call me Mike. Okay. Now, very common question on the exam for these icebreakers, these warm-up questions. Do you work or study? Give me a nice answer for that one, students. Do you work or study? Okay. Preeti says, currently, I'm working as a lecturer in a nursing college. Also, I have been studying English for the last 8 months. The English language, Preeti, it's wordy. Try not to be wordy, students, in your speaking. So try not to sound awkward. You want to be natural. Preeti, naturally, you wouldn't really hear people say, I've been studying the English language for. You would most likely hear 9 out of 10 people just simply say, I've been studying English for the last 8 months. Okay? Cigar New Pain says, and again, students, repeat your fellow students as well. So Cigar New Pain says, currently, I'm not only working in Kathmandu Bank, which is a premier bank of Nepal under the IT department, but also I have been preparing for this English test, aiming to go to Australia for a master's degree. Cigar, that's really nice. It's nice explanation, detail, good use of the correlative conjunction, not only, but also. Okay, so obviously, Cigar, you are paying attention to past lessons. Good for you. Currently, not only am I working as a math teacher in high school, but I'm also studying for this IELTS exam, as I have plans to pursue a master's degree in education at Toronto University in Canada, which has one of the best pedagogy programs in the world. All right. So, kind of taking a page from Cigar New Pain's book, combining those details, the adjective clause, and the correlative conjunction. So remember, with a long answer like this, you have to show fluency, otherwise the examiner will interrupt you. So you cannot say this slowly, okay? Only give an answer like this if you are able to say it fluently. It's very important, okay? Repeat after me. Do you work or study? Currently, not only am I working as a math teacher in high school, but I'm also studying for this IELTS exam, as I have plans to pursue a master's degree in education at Toronto University in Canada, which has one of the best pedagogy programs in the world. Okay? So again, make sure to say that fluently. All right? Okay. Shivendu Mulherkar says, I work in a media company in the sales department for the past 4 years. Not since the past 4 years, Shivendu, but for the past 4 years. Use since when it's a specific time, like since 2014, okay, from that time period. If you work for a time period, then it has to be for 4 years. Careful about that. All right, students. And then you might have another icebreaker question. They might go right into part 1, or they might ask you one more question, especially if you're nice and fluent and they see that you're quite comfortable. They might go for another one. They'll say, what did you do at the weekend? So what did you do at the weekend? Give me a nice answer for that one. Pay attention to the grammar of the question. Here, it's clearly past tense. What did you do? Show me past tense. Okay? English Song Collection says, at the weekend, I made plans to visit a beautiful campsite. We went there by bus and walked on the hills, hiked in the hills. English music collection or English song collection, again, very careful. You're not using the past tense. You will lose band scores rapidly with using present tense when you're talking about a past event. Okay. Satisfying Times says, the last weekend I went to a sports center to ask some questions about their services, and they invited me on a free tour to try out some activities like swimming and yoga. Satisfying Times, I made a couple of corrections there. One notable correction, Satisfying Times, is using the word and instead of but. Okay, so you went there to ask a few questions and they invited you. It's not but, okay, because it's not a contradiction that they're inviting you. I understand what you're saying, like you just went for some questions and in the end they ended up asking you to go on a tour. You still don't use but in that situation. So careful. Students, be very, very careful with the relationship between ideas in phrases. If you make mistakes there, if you're using opposition like but, however, although, and it's not really a contrast or an opposition, you will lose marks, okay? You will lose band scores for that kind of a mistake. So your connections need to be accurate. Okay. Harminder Dinja says, at the weekend I went to Elante Mall for shopping with my family, and we also watched a new Punjabi movie, Ardaz. Very good, Harminder. I like it. Okay. Again, say that fluently. Okay. Well, last Saturday, I went to a water park with my family. Since it was a very hot day, around 36 degrees centigrade. Then on Sunday, I stayed at home and watched a new movie called Captive State, which was an interesting thriller drama. Okay? All right, so there's my answer. Again, nice and fluently, students. Here, notice something interesting. I'm using details. So the question is at the weekend. As we know, a weekend is 2 days. Okay? So I'm breaking it down. I'm showing the examiner that for the weekend, what I'm considering the weekend here is Saturday, Sunday. Some people might say it's Friday, Saturday. Subjective. It's a little different in different parts of the world. Many of you may know that in North America, the week starts with Sunday. So when you look at the calendar in Canada or the US, it goes Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday shows up as the weekend. In Europe, it goes different. It goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday shows up as the weekend. So here, I'm breaking it down into the 2 days, into Saturday and Sunday. So showing that detail. Not only that, but I'm also using quantitative language. And I'm giving reasons. Okay? So it's simple, it's beautiful, it's elegant, it gets you a band 9. Okay? It has details, it's complex with good connection, giving answer, explanation. Okay? And even examples. And an adjective clause. All right? When you use this kind of language, the examiner's checking off all the boxes. Okay? Natural language, complex language, use of grammar, rich vocabulary. Okay? All of those boxes are getting ticked off on their sheet, and they're giving you some nice high scores. Repeat after me. What did you do at the weekend? Well, last Saturday, I went to a water park with my family since it was a very hot day, around 36 degrees centigrade. Then on Sunday, I stayed at home and watched a new movie called Captive State, which was an interesting thriller drama, sci-fi, in fact, if some of you have seen it. All right. So much for the icebreakers. That's it. You'll only get a couple questions. And then they'll get into part 1. Okay? So, students, remember, in part 1, you're talking about yourself, not the examiner, and usually not about life in general. It's not like part 3. Okay? You need to keep in mind a couple of really important points for part 1. Okay? Firstly, you should always think answer plus explain plus example. This is about you. So use I, me, my, myself. Don't use you. Okay, you're not speaking about the examiner. So many times I see students using the word you, and they start talking to the examiner like, you can do this, you did that, you do that. It's strange. We do that naturally, but it's strange. Don't do that, okay? Don't use you. All right? Give details. Paraphrase. It means use synonyms, expressions, okay, and use complex language. Okay, that means coordinating, correlative, and subordinating conjunctions. Okay, that's what the examiners are looking for. Adjective clauses as well. Oh, and one more important point. Reflect. Use the question in your answer and reflect the grammar of the question. Okay? It's a lot of information that I just gave you there very quickly. I realize that. However, you need to pay attention to these, and we will practice these. So at home, when you're rehearsing and practicing for your speaking, always answer, explain, example. This is about you, especially part 1. Use I, me, myself. Okay, don't use you. Give details. Giving details also means using quantitative language. Okay, so use numbers. Quantitative language. All right. Paraphrase. Use synonyms, expressions, phrasal verbs. Use complex language, coordinating, correlative, and subordinating conjunctions. Okay? Use adjective clauses like which, who, whom. Okay? Those are important. Practice them if you don't know them. Learn them. Okay? Use the questions in your answers. So again, you're speaking to grandpa, grandma. You need really nice, long, full sentences. Here we go. The examiner says, okay, for part 1, let's talk about restaurants. So let's talk about restaurants. How often do you eat at a restaurant? Give me a nice answer for that one, students. How often do you eat at a restaurant? Okay. So, Ferdovs Nabiev says, I go to restaurants with my family every Sunday evening, and we not only have dinner there, but also watch lively entertainment like belly dancers. Furthermore, it's a family tradition. Okay, for Dobbs, it's not bad. I would say the family tradition at the beginning. So for Dobbs, I would say I regularly go to restaurants on Sunday evenings with my family, as this is tradition. We not only have dinner there, but watch lively entertainment like dancers, okay? All right. Manpreet Kaur says, I frequently visit restaurants to have my favorite cuisine, especially Chinese. I love Peking duck. Okay, Manpreet, what is your favorite cuisine in the Chinese kitchen? I'd love to know, so include that detail in your answer. Juan Pablo says, whenever I have the chance, at least once a month, I eat out. There are some really nice restaurants downtown, and I go there with my best friends. Last month, I went with my friend for Eli for his birthday, and we had some great sushi. Okay, Juan Pablo, finish that sentence. I think you ran out of space in the chat, but it was really good, your answer. You gave me the answer, you explained, and then you gave me an example. You told me that you go once a month. It's quantifiable. You told me the reason why, because there are good restaurants in your area. And you gave me an example that you just went for your friend Eli's birthday, right? That's fantastic. That's what gets you the high band scores. When you get the question, how often, okay? Adverb of frequency, always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, never, frequently. These are the words that they're looking for, okay? So I frequently eat out with my family at least twice a week. This saves time and energy so that we don't need to cook. Plus, we love trying dishes from various cultures. Just last week, we had delicious sushi from a nearby Japanese restaurant. Okay, so very, very similar to the answer given by Juan Pablo. Here, the question is present tense. It's asking you generally. Okay, how often? I frequently. Right away, I'm paraphrasing. Instead of saying I often eat out, I'm using frequently. Instead of restaurant, I'm using eat out. So right away, I'm using a nice expression there to mean eating at a restaurant. So I frequently eat out with my family, and then I quantify it. This is qualitative. For some people, frequently is every day. For some people, frequently is once a month. For me, frequently is twice a week. So I quantify. So I frequently eat out with my family. at least twice a week. This saves time and energy so that we don't need to cook. Plus, we love trying dishes from various cultures. Here's the details for my explanation, so my reasons. Now, I finish with a fast, smooth example. So I don't use for example. Instead, I cut right into it with the word just. Just last week, we had delicious sushi from a nearby Japanese restaurant. That's how you push those Band 8, Band 9 scores, okay? Those are the elements that you need. Again, repeat after me. How often do you eat at a restaurant? I frequently eat out with my family at least twice a week. This saves time and energy so that we don't need to cook. Plus, we love trying dishes from various cultures. Just last week, we had delicious sushi from a nearby Japanese restaurant. Next question. Do you prefer to eat out or at home? Why? Give me some nice answers for this one, students. Okay, and again, while you wait or while you're writing these answers, just a reminder, everyone, download our brand new app, which is called Academic IELTS Help from your Android or iOS store. This app is a full integration with our website, so you can use the website on your computer at home and access the same account from your app. 6 original practice tests, over 100 hours of videos, as well as a fully interactive course, fully integrated through an app and a website. So check that out, okay? Just search for Academic IELTS Help in your iOS or Android and look at the website. You can register through the app or you can register through the website. It's one account. Okay, let's get back to our question. Here we go. All right, so again, the question is, do you prefer to eat out or at home? Why? Hung Liman says, home-cooked meals would be my choice because they're healthy and I can make it my way, whereas I can be at risk of having contaminated food when eating out, not to mention the economical side of it. Hung, it's a very nice answer. Instead of saying mention economical purposes, that's a bit awkward. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I would say the economic side of it, okay? And you might want to explain in a simpler way, not to mention it's much cheaper, okay? That would be the natural way to say it. Hung, it's much cheaper, all right? Jatinder Paul Singh says, it really depends on the situation and the occasion. I mostly prefer eating at home as homemade foods are generally more nutritious, but sometimes I go to restaurants, especially for birthdays. Okay, Jatinder, that's not a bad answer. Be very, very careful, students, answering questions with it depends. Okay, it depends is usually weak communication, even if it's true. So I advise students mostly to just go with one side. So say, I like to eat at restaurants because I'm not very good at cooking as well. I hate cleaning up and doing the dishes, okay? Or go with the other side. Say, I really prefer eating home-cooked meals because they're much more nutritious. I know what I put in them, and it saves me quite a bit of money in the long run. Just last week, I made a spaghetti for only a couple dollars. The same spaghetti would have cost me 20 bucks at my nearby Italian restaurant, okay? So again, choose one side and stick with it. Usually it ends up as a better score, all right? Usually it ends up as a better score, all right? Charlie Sen says, I always prefer to eat at home because homemade cuisines are healthy, plus it's economical. Yeah, it saves money. That's good, Charlie. It saves money. I'll take that. You get a good score for that. Give me an example, Charlie, of saving money. Okay. Ferdov says, as I mentioned for the previous question, I love to eat at restaurants because I not only save time, but also try other cuisines. Like last time I had dinner with my family at a Chinese restaurant and had the most delicious wonton soup ever. You don't learn other cuisines, Ferdovs, unless you're in cooking school. If you're in a restaurant, you're trying other cuisines, you're tasting other cuisines. Careful with word choice mistakes. Okay. All right. Otherwise, quite good. Nidhe Kadupoun is asking, do they ask if you never eat at restaurants? Yeah, not really, Nidhe. So those are called superlatives, like never or always. Usually those are avoided in exam situations, especially in academic situations. Lovepreet Singh is asking, sir, can I ask questions if I don't understand them in the exam? No, yeah, Lovepreet, you can ask, but this isn't a lesson. This is an exam, so they can't give you answers. They might just repeat the question, or they might go to the next question. So you can ask something like this, just to be sure. We are on the same page. Are you asking me whether I like to eat home-cooked meals instead of going to restaurants? Okay, so I know that's quite lengthy. You might want to simplify that, but you can try to paraphrase and see if you can get a signal from the examiner that you understood the question correctly. Now, that usually will not happen in part one. This kind of strategy is usually more applicable to part three, okay, where you try to get some clarity on the question and paraphrase parts or all of it to see if you understood it correctly, all right? But that's about what you can do. Also, you might ask, can you please repeat the question? And then they might repeat it for you. So if you say, can you please repeat the question? They might say, okay, do you prefer to eat out or at home? And if you want to get a better chance for a repeat, you can say, I didn't quite catch that. Can you please repeat the question? And then they might repeat it for you. Okay. However, so these two are okay, but if you try something like this, I don't know what you mean by eat out. Can you explain that? Then the answer will probably be no, and they'll probably just go to the next question. So they'll probably just jump to, which is your favorite restaurant? Okay, so that's it. Nidhe, you can join our premium course now in two ways. One, you can join it on the app. Okay, if you go to Academic IELTS Help, get the app, you can join there. Or, Nidhe, you can just go to our website, aehelp.com, click the red button and join there. Make sure you get both the app and the website so you can access it from a computer and your phone or tablet seamlessly. Okay, good question. Thank you for asking that. All right, students, so there were some good answers for that. Do you prefer to eat out at home or at restaurants? I'll give you one of my own. So I definitely like to eat home-cooked meals as they are both healthy and cheap. I mean, my wife just made an amazing beef stroganoff. I don't know how to spell that. Yesterday, and it only cost a couple of dollars. Okay. The same dish would have been $50 at a restaurant downtown. Okay. So again, quantitative language, detailed language with explanations. All right. Here we go. So one more time. Do you prefer to eat out or at home? Why? I definitely like to eat at home, or I definitely like to eat home-cooked meals, as they are both healthy and cheap. Use this correlative conjunction in these situations, students, the both and. Okay, both healthy and cheap. I mean, my wife just made an amazing beef stroganoff yesterday, and it only cost a couple of dollars. The same dish would have been $50 at a restaurant downtown. All right, good job. Jaspreet is asking, can I use informal words like bucks? Yeah, absolutely you can. Okay. Here I use the word dollars, Jaspreet. So I use the word dollars. Therefore, I don't want to reuse the same word. I'm showing that I have rich vocabulary, and that can include colloquial expressions like bucks instead of dollars if I know that word. I will pick up points for that, okay? Again, just remember that the speaking is the same for academic, general, paper-based, computer-based, okay? Roshni, bills cannot be used for bucks. 50 bills is different. It's, I mean, American slang, they sometimes use it, but careful, it could be misunderstood. Bill is the actual paper money. Okay, it's a $50 bill. All right. Sabina, beef stroganoff is a famous Russian dish, and it's very, very delicious. It's a type of steak slices cooked with pasta. It's very, very good. I don't know the exact ingredients, but it's very tasty. Okay. Charlie Sen, yes, of course you can use your local currency. So you can say it costs 3,000 rupees. Sure, absolutely. Okay. All right. Next question. Which is your favorite restaurant? Give me some nice answers, students. Which is your favorite restaurant? Okay, which is your favorite restaurant? Ferdovs says, I love Iranian cuisine and regularly have dinner at a Persian restaurant because they offer a variety of healthy food at low prices. Last time our dinner only cost about $45. Okay, Ferdovs, that's not bad. Just don't lose the focus of the question. Which is your favorite restaurant? If somebody asks me my favorite restaurant, I would probably say what type of restaurant. So for Dovs, like you said, Persian. Then I would give the name of it, okay, what the name of that restaurant is. And then I would explain why that's my favorite restaurant. So that's what you should focus on. If it's cheap or economical, that could be a reason why it's your favorite, but you need to make that clear, okay? So the restaurant could have nice ambience, it could have good entertainment for Dobbs, connecting to your previous question. It, of course, must have very good food and service. Okay. Ying Chen says, every Sunday I go to Starbucks to drink coffee for relaxation. Ying, that would not get you points because Starbucks is not considered a restaurant. It's a coffee shop. And a coffee shop and a restaurant, it's not the same. Okay, restaurant, we're thinking about a sit-down restaurant. Even saying something like McDonald's would be awkward because it's a fast food place. In English, when we say restaurant, especially in this kind of a question, we're generally referring to an establishment where you go, sit down, order food from a waiter, waitress, and then eat for an hour or two and then go on with your day. So it's not a grab and go joint. It's not a fast food restaurant. It's certainly not a coffee shop. So be really, really careful. Okay. Hung Liman says, my go-to restaurant is definitely the one called Dinky, which is just a short walk from my house. I really love the lip-smacking food there. Also, the staff make me feel right at home. Hung Liman, very good. I can tell that you've had a lot of experience with the English language. Go-to restaurant, as Hung has put it, means your absolute favorite. It's where you like to go. And it's an expression. And you name the restaurant. It's Dinky. That's very good. Okay, and you say it's lip-smacking food. Yeah. So lip-smacking is when you go, so it's so delicious that your lips are literally smacking. Yeah. The other nice expression, Hung, that you can use is it's finger-licking good food. Okay. So my go-to restaurant is Abizo's in downtown Victoria. They have the best sushi in the city. It's finger-licking good food, although I must say it is quite pricey. Okay, so here we go. Repeat after me. Which is your favorite restaurant? My go-to restaurant is Abizo's in downtown Victoria, as they have the best sushi in the city. It's finger-licking good food, although I must say it's quite pricey. All right, some nice expressions there. Hung Liman, thank you for sharing those nice synonyms and paraphrase. Okay. Zaina, Ibrahim, you can't sign in. I'm not sure what you mean. Send me an email if you're having trouble with something. Okay. All right. Now, we have 2 more questions left. If you could open a restaurant, what would it be? And have you ever been to a restaurant in another country? I'll leave these 2 questions to you to do for homework. You can record them on your phone. Send them to me as an MP3 attachment in an email. Send them to Adrian, A-D-R-I-A-N, at aehelp.com. And again, students, fantastic work today. aehelp.com is our academic website for the IELTS exam, to prepare with 6 original practice tests, a fully interactive course with strategies and tips, many, many more like you saw in today's class. You can click that big red button to join our premium course. Lovepreet, if you ask a question, it might not have a negative effect on your band score. And again, students, we have a new app on your Android and iTunes store for your Android and iOS operating systems on your phone or your tablet. Look for Academic IELTS Help. Look for our Shield. Download the app. It's full integration with our website for one account. You can access all of our materials through the app and through the website. It's one interconnected, beautiful, seamless education platform to help you improve your band score. Remember, spend a couple dollars, get the best, save time and money. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching today. I will be back tomorrow with Task 2 writing, a sample essay, and a reading passage for you. That's it for today. Keep up the great work. Believe in yourselves. We believe in you. Have a fantastic night if you're getting ready for bed. Much love to all of you. Bye for now.